Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about me and my brother was at the gym yesterday, and my brother he like Errol Spence Jr. Me, I don't care who wins between Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. I both like both of them. It's not I'm pulling for Errol Spence over Terence Crawford. I'm pulling Terence Crawford over Errol Spence Jr. I think both of them are good fighters, but at the same time, out of those fighters, out of both of them, Terence Crawford is the complete fighter. He's a pro boxer, and he can mix it up too if he wanted to. At the same time, Errol Spence is not a complete fighter, but at the same time, he's a power puncher, a person that comes forward, and he says he hasn't showed us he showed us a little bit of what he has in his pocket at the same time, but he didn't show all of it. But like I said, it was an interesting conversation that we had. A little bit of it got kind of heated a little bit at the same time, because I was talking about Terence Crawford. Because my brother's talking about the people that Terence Crawford fought wasn't really big names like that, And I'm like, what did Errol Spence? Who did he fight? And they wasn't really the only two big names I really believe they are big names really in the welterweight division is Errol Brook and Lamont Peterson. But don't forget when Errol Spence fought Lamont Peterson, he had 3 losses already. So it wasn't like he was beating a person with with no losses. So with Errol Brook, he fought Errol Brook after Errol Brook fought Triple G, and Triple G messed up his other eye. Then but Errol Spence messed up his other eye. So it wasn't the same eye that he got injured in with the Triple G fight, Errol Brook. I mean, but the thing about it is, but he still won it, but he was losing that fight too. When I looked at it, he didn't change up. He was still going with that still with his routine. Come forward, power punches. Of course, don't move his head a lot. And that's what I seen in that. And I'm thinking that he had problems, but at the same time, he was out for a minute. He was out for I think 4 or 5 months at the same time. He haven't had a fight since. I'm thinking he been off for a while. So I could say he said he was rusty. So I will give him that too. But he didn't change up, because I remember some of the Terence Crawford fights I've been seeing. He changed up. He takes away from your power. He takes away from your strength, your secret weapon. He'll take that away from you. That's what I didn't see in Errol Spence when he fought Errol Brook, and with Lamont Peterson fought him the wrong way. Coming forward and banging with Errol Spence was the wrong way to fight him at the same time. But he did not try to take away from his strength. But like I say, Terence Crawford, when he fought Victor Postol, when he fought Gamboa, when he fought Julius Ndongo, Felix Diaz, when he fought those guys, he took from their strength, and Jeff Horn, and don't forget Jeff Horn. It was Jeff Horn, Victor Postol, Ndongo, Julius Ndongo, Gamboa. They was undefeated fighters, and Felix Diaz was he only had 1 loss. So Terence Crawford gave him his 2nd loss, but these fighters had 0 loss and one of them had 1 loss, and he defeated them. I mean, of course they wasn't big names like that, but that's not his fault. He's in a division which they're not big at all, but they are good fighters. I would say they are good. They are good. Good. They was on the top of his division. So he fought all of them and beat them all, and not just beat them all. He knocked them out. It was a TKO. The rest had to stop it. So I had to really look over and do my research over Terence Crawford and Errol Spence too at the same time. But and getting back to like a little bit on me and my brother was talking about who's the A side at the same time. Who's the A side? Who's the B side? I do agree with my brother. It's not a clear cut, but I was talking about they was gonna use the Terence Crawford being he unified the 130, I think it was 135 division, 100. I think it was 130. I think it was 135 division. So he unified that division, and then he went up to 147, which he's at right now. And he got a belt. He got the what belt do he has? I forgot the WBO belt, because I think Errol Spence got the IBF, and Sean Porter got the WBC, and Keith Thurman got one of the belts. So I think he has one of the belts. You know what I'm saying? I forgot which one it was. I forget. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me on that, but I apologize. But he has a belt, of course. He got it from Jeff Horn. And the thing about it is Jeff Horn is not a elite fighter, but he beat Manny Pacquiao, which was Manny Pacquiao is 39 years old. 39, 40 years old. He's up there, but still, that's not his fault if Manny Pacquiao accepted the fight and he beat him at the same time. But some people think that Jeff Horn lost that fight, so they say it was a close fight, you know what I'm saying? But Jeff Horn, they gave it to Jeff Horn. And of course, he was in Australia too at the same time. I play a roles in it too. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I will say that. But the thing about it is, it's not like Terence Crawford don't got no belt. So he do got a belt, and then Errol Spence have a belt too, but he haven't really did that much in the welterweight division himself. He only got one belt. He beat Carol Brook and he beat LeBron Peterson, which he had 3 losses already. He gave his 4 loss, and Carol Brook he had a loss already against Triple G, and nobody don't want to fight him because he is and probably was the boogeyman, because now comes out that he want to wait for that fight with Terence Crawford to he want to grab all the belts, and then he want to fight Terence Crawford because he want to be the A side, which I don't have a problem with it at all. So my brother was trying to say that Terence Crawford, what he did at the other weight division, the weight division under 147, I think it was the 140 division. I think it was the 140 division. Matter of fact, because I said 130, 135, but I think it was the 140 pound division, whatever. He unified the belts, but Terence Crawford. But getting back to it, that do mean something, because you gotta. It's a resume of a clutter of fighters that you fight, and then when you go up on another weight, you got to use that as to get what you want for the next opponent, and especially get where you want to fight at and all that stuff. My brother said they don't have nothing to do with that. I think it does. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I think that does too at the same time. I'm not saying that that he's the clear cut the A side, but they're gonna use that because Errol Spence haven't did nothing yet, because Errol Spence talking about going up, but he want to go up until he unified the 147 division. You know what I'm saying? Which he would get a chance to do it, hopefully, if people want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? But we had an argument with that, but he's talking about the people that because he told me if Errol Spence fight at 140, you know what I'm saying, he probably would have be in a Terence Crawford position. Probably so, but we don't know because he haven't fought in that division. We can't talk about what he didn't do. We got to talk about what he did do. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. And because then I did a little bit more research. Lamar Peterson fought Felix Diaz, and it went 12 rounds. It went to the judges. Lamar Peterson didn't knock him out. Didn't knock him down, I don't think, in that fight. Then when Terence Crawford fought Felix Diaz, the ref stopped the fight. You know what I'm saying? It had to be stopped. So, because think about it, Lamar Peterson is in the welterweight division where Terence Crawford's at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Felix Diaz was in the 140 division, and I think Lamar Peterson was in the 140 division, 140 pound division. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is that tells me a little bit. That tells me a little bit about that too. The same thing. That mean that Terence Crawford's not no. He's not no pushover. He's not he's not an average fighter. Of course, he's an elite fighter. He just haven't got those big names. That's the only thing that that's what's stopping him from being. And he's considered pound for pound. A lot of people's opinions. A lot of people think that he's pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the ESPN, they think that Lomachenko is number one, but some people think that Terence Crawford is number one. You know what I'm saying? But they think the ESPN think he's number two. You know what I'm saying? Which I disagree with that. That's just my opinion. I got to title to my own opinion. I think he's either number one, number two. I think Canelo's up there. I think Canelo is. I say I put Canelo number one, then Terence Crawford number two. But if somebody tell me right now if Terence Crawford's number one and then Canelo's number two, I won't mind that. I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't even argue with that. But I will say out of those two fighters, Canelo and Terence Crawford is a complete fighter. He's a poor fighter and he can mix it up. I would say Terence Crawford is the better fighter than Canelo Alvarez. I'm gonna say that. I'm not talking about not because he's in a. We ain't talking about weight division. I'm just talking about a fighter in their divisions. I mean, I'm talking about as in he's a complete fighter. He can. He moves around well. Canelo Alvarez don't move around that well. He's flat-footed. Canelo is a power punch. He can take a punch, and Terence Crawford can take a punch too at the same time when he was at the 140. But I don't know about right now. That's the thing. I don't know. We gotta see. But then don't forget, Canelo moved up on weight too, but he fighting Rocky Fielding. He ain't fighting one of them elites up there at the 168-pound division, the super middleweight division. So he got to fight one of them elites fighters at that division. See can he take them punches. But the thing about it is, Terence Crawford can take away from your strength, your power. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Canelo can do that. You know what I'm saying? But he is a skilled fighter. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But getting back to, like I said, when my brother was talking about, but like I say, Terence Crawford, I say is the better fighter than Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. But as in who has the big names on his resume is Canelo Alvarez, and he beat most of them. But someone was by a real it could have been if back and forth, like who he won with Trout and Laura, and even with Triple G, the two fights. It wasn't a clear cut who won that fight. It was really hard. So, but he did beat him. The judge did give it to him and stuff like that. So I will put him up there, the pound for pound for number one, or even you could say probably number two and put Terence Crawford number one. So, but get back to what my brother said is my brother was like trying to take up for Errol Spence Jr. and stuff like that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that Errol Spence talking about he want to be A and B side. He was talking about I forget Terence Crawford trainer. He was talking about his trainer saying that he was talking about taking a fight in 2019 next year. But he said at the end of 2019. My brother talking about he might not be ready for him right now. That's why he want to take it 2019 instead of right now, or the beginning of 2019. Yes, I believe that. I wouldn't disagree with my brother saying that. I don't think, because now he just getting his feet wet. He fought Jeff Horn, then he just fought Jose Benavidez. So now he might fight another person at the same time. I knew that was going to happen. And another thing too, on the flip side of that, Errol Spence talking about the A and B side. You know what I'm saying? That's why he don't want to take the fight right now. He want to be on paper. It's going to be on pay-per-view, of course. I mean, that sound like he's not sure. He's not ready. It could be on both sides. And my brother's talking about Terence Crawford having never called him out. I mean, yeah, Beaumont. You know, I think that's his trainer. But the thing about it is, but Terence Crawford, he's talking about Terence Crawford haven't called him out. He's using his trainer to call Errol Spence out. But I say the thing about it is, Errol Spence haven't called him out either. So both of them haven't called each other out. You know what I'm saying? And I think both of them are the boogeyman in the division. I mean, I don't think Terence Crawford is scared of Errol Spence. I don't think Errol Spence is scared of Terence Crawford. I really believe that. And you know what I'm saying? And of course, they know if they fight each other, it's gonna be a real big payday for both of them. For both of them. You know what I'm saying? They know it. And because Keith Thurman's not calling out Terence Crawford, and he's not calling out Errol Spence, and Sean Porter's not calling out Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, and Danny Garcia's not calling out Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. So I believe that both of them are boogeymans of the division. That's what I would say. But I can't agree with people talk about. Well, some people saying on their channels talking about Errol Spence sound like he's scared. That's why he don't want to fight. He don't want to fight them. He don't want to fight Terence Crawford. He's not calling him out yet because he's calling out everybody else. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They got some points, some strong points, but I don't think he's still scared of Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Gervonta Davis talking about Lomachenko. He said when they asked him do he want to fight Lomachenko, he said I want to wait for that to get on pay-per-view. Which that's a sign to me. I thought at first when he said that, I thought he's scared of him. He's scared of Lomachenko. But as I think about it, that was telling me that he's not ready yet. He want to have a couple more fights in, then he fight Lomachenko. That's what that says to me. You know, but if the sanctioned body said he mandatory to fight Lomachenko, then that would have been different. He been ducking, and then that would have been like, okay, you scared. But he's not mandatory to fight Lomachenko. It'd be on his own choice or whatever. When he get up there to that division where Lomachenko's at. So some people gonna interpret it different kind of ways, but that's how I interpret it. So that's how I interpret what Errol Spence and Terence Crawford and how Errol Spence was talking. So but the thing about it is, you know, some people's favorite fighters, just like my brother is Errol Spence's favorite fighter. And me, I don't care who's my favorite fighter. I mean, I like both of them, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. I do want that fight to be the last fight at the 147 division to unify all the belts. And the thing about it is, my brother, you know, my brother got his opinion, I got my own opinion, and I think it's gonna be a great fight between these two guys. And I'm just waiting for when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen next year, at the end of next year. I don't know. I don't think that Errol Spence is gonna be fighting Sean Porter. Then after that, it's gonna be Keith Thurman. I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I just think that Sean Porter, well, it's looking like Sean Porter might fight Keith Thurman. That's what it's looking like right now. Then, you know what I'm saying? But if Keith Thurman get that belt for Sean Porter, that I don't know when Errol Spence gets a chance to fight Keith Thurman. I don't know, because I think for some reason Keith Thurman's not calling out Errol Spence's name at all. Of course, he's been out for almost 2 years, a year and a half or 2 years now. Sean Porter at least is calling him out, but he's doing it at a time when it's relevant. It's not relevant because he's fighting. He's got Mikey Garcia, which is not signed yet, on his radar right now. So he shouldn't be thinking about Sean Porter right now. He should be thinking about the opponent that he's gonna be fighting next, or hopefully fighting next, whatever. So, but at least Sean Porter is doing it. Keith Thurman's not doing it at all. He's out. He's been out for 2 years, like I said. But like I say, he more likely, I think. The opportunity, I think he'll fight Sean Porter before he fight Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. But what do y'all guys think about what I was talking about? What I said about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? You know what I'm saying? Who won the A and B side, and how Terence has when Errol Spence was talking about it being the A and B side, of course, and you know, Terence Crawford not speaking out and said that he won a Errol Spence fight, and then of course Errol Spence had called out Terence Crawford. So I think both of them know about each other, of course, and they know what the potential is of this fight. Whoever fight, I think this is the thing. Whoever fight, let's say they fight each other now. This is just my opinion. If they fight each other now, this will be the deciding factor of who is the best in the welterweight division. Even without them unifying the belts. That's just my opinion. I know Keith Thurman is a beast, but he been out for 2 years, so I can't talk about a person who been out for 2 years and then coming back like that. But if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fought, they said they was fighting like 3 more months from now. That whoever win that fight is gonna be the best in that division right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because of course they had 2 belts because Terence Crawford got 1 belt and then Errol Spence got 1 belt. So leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the bell icon for no notification new videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. Alright, bye.